If you're already saying Orlando Pirates coach Ouaddou must go, stop wearing shades and drinking 10 beers before you watch football. One of the major issues that is affecting a section of Orlando Pirates fans is that there's a huge shadow of Jose Riveiro that is hanging over the new coach Ouaddou. The new head coach Orlando Pirates, Abdelsam Ouaddou, has played 2 competitive games. A great win in the MTN 8 against Sekhukhune City and a shock loss against Sekhukhune United in the league. Yintoni igama laloo nto? Yi-football, yibhola, America kuthiwa yi-soccer. Here are 5 reasons why everybody should be careful of ishadow Jose Riveiro over coach Abdelsam Ouaddou. A quick reminder first, Jose Riveiro, the first 3 matches yakhe Orlando Pirates in 2022, wawina only 1 game. Wawina 1-0 over Swallows, watrosha 1-1 Stellenbosch, watyiwa 1-0 Chippa United. Football is not a microwave. It coaches, you must let them cook. If you're already saying Orlando Pirates coach Ouaddou must go, stop drinking 10 beers and putting on shades before you watch football. One of the major issues that is affecting a section of Orlando Pirates fans is that there's a huge shadow of Jose Riveiro that is hanging over the new coach Ouaddou. The new head coach Orlando Pirates, Abdelsam Ouaddou, has played 2 competitive games. A great win in the MTN 8 against Sekhukhune City and a shock loss against Sekhukhune United in the league. Yintoni igama laloo nto? Yi-football, yibhola, America kuthiwa yi-soccer. Here are 5 reasons why everybody should be careful of ishadow Jose Riveiro over coach Abdelsam Ouaddou. Masingene khona. A quick reminder first, Jose Riveiro, the first 3 matches yakhe Orlando Pirates in 2022, wawina only 1 game. Wawina 1-0 over Swallows, watrosha 1-1 Stellenbosch, watyiwa 1-0 Chippa United. Football is not a microwave. It coaches, you must let them cook. Reason number 1, the player selection by coach Ouaddou. If fans are already starting to question Ouaddou because of his different player selections, particularly in the final third. The front line Ouaddou when they changes, any fans are questioning this, comparing his selection to Jose Riveiro. Reminding ngani bafika ngicela support channel ingalibali ucofe ulike apha ezantsi okanye if eqala udibana channel ushaye subscribe ungalahli ngiphosa wezi grand moja bafika baninzi abanabukela channel but kuse bathi bayancanya but kuse 80% ayika subscribe ungalahli cofe subscribe apha ezantsi moja bafethu Skiphani Uthekgophatho Mabatso favorite striker on Pirates fans plus no evidence Makgopa have been dropped. Ouaddou has been starting with Radiopane, Bothubelo Radiopane. At the same time, substitution yakhe on the bench has been Uyanela Mbuthuma, or a new striker from Richards Bay. Any supporters all over the world, every time there's an opportunity to ask questions and they find a reason to ask and question, they bangena corner, bangena in, and for Ouaddou has been the selection up front. It is still early days in the season, and sometimes players orders relax and go too short by the opportunity you must piss them off, you must make them mad, and sometimes, and most of the time, that always works. So Ouaddou, even though whether intentionally or unintentionally, go pick out Radiopane plus Nombuthuma over Makgopa plus Nomabasa, he's getting the best out of Nomabasa and Makgopa. He's going to make them upset and want them to prove back Jonga they are the best. He's going to make them angry like say Jonga, they want to prove themselves, and that is very important, and I think that's what is going to work for Ouaddou. And also Ouaddou, I know why he's starting Radiopane plus Nombuthuma. The 2 players, the 2 youngsters, they run and put pressure a lot more on the defenders compared to Makgopa plus Nomabasa. And why he's doing that? Because we are asking Ouaddou by saying goal scorers zakhe, Mofokeng, Azuna Police, Masangwani, the attacking midfielders and the wingers. That's where he is expecting his goals to come from. And so he has Radiopane puts pressure and he presses. Coach Ouaddou, his style sake is like high presses, and he wants a player that sprints a lot to defenders, or pressure defenders, who has a digger and puts pressure on defenders, which is what Radiopane does and what Ulawi Mbuthuma does especially. Makgopa plus Nolawi Mabasa, they all getting opportunities, but at this moment, Ouaddou is still trying to instill his game plan and his game model. And Mabasa plus Makgopa, they are watching and they can see okay, what the coach wants. And at this moment, Radiopane plus Nombuthuma are showing that, but coach likes to press high, and he wants his number 9 to be a presser. He wants his number 9 to annoy defenders. He wants his number 9 to be a problem on defenders by as sprints or close his spaces and at the same time win a baller high up, so create opportunities for Abamafano Mofokeng, no Police, no Masangwani. and even the midfielders Ombole. Reason number 2, he weight in a legacy coach Jose Riveiro. A coach winning 5 trophies in 3 seasons. MTN 8 is he 3 plus the Nedbank Cup titles is he 2. Those are big shoes to fill, bafethu. Zihlangu ezinkulu eziduru ezo to fill. There are high expectations by Sejonga. Ouaddou must continue and hit the ground running and continue the success. Jose Riveiro, his success yake was something special and engenzeki offering modern football. And not taking anything away from Jose Riveiro. Grand, he was a great coach, but you know Jose Riveiro had some element of luck in his first season around the Pirates or win a trophy as it was Africa. And the likelihood for that to happen again in the next coach are very slim. And that is why Orlando Pirates fans should be more patient with Ouaddou, because luck and immediate success doesn't happen with every coach. Coach Ouaddou right now, unfortunately, is working under a microscope. One mistake, one slip, everybody's on his case, because why? It feels like Bayern is letting down the work of Jose Riveiro. It's like umosha umsebenzi ka Jose Riveiro, and that is not the case. Reason number 3, if fans should relax. In management on Pirates, Evan Koza and his sons, Ngosana and the other one, Libeli Kamalayo, they are experienced, they know these things, but it's not going to be easy in the first 10 games. Coach will need support. Coaches don't need their support, and etc. They're going to deliver the support. So if football fans is Zinya's busy, etc. Kalela Ouaddou, by etc. Ouaddou, some question, that is pointless. You're wasting your energy, because in management they're going to support. Management understands the football results and understand when you are building a new team, a new squad, you need patience and process. They might be luck by etc. of money, immediate success. By etc. winning the first 5 games, the first 10 games, but that is going to be luck. Exactly what it is, a luck. In fact, Ouaddou, he is not changing what Riveiro was doing, but he's improving where there were weaknesses. So since the same thing, but improve the weak areas, he's just improving the weak areas as Fandileyo under Jose Riveiro. Because team of Jose Riveiro was not perfect, even the weaknesses, and Ouaddou is said by Sejong is improving there. At the same time, obviously, he's going to add his own elements. All of Paris management know that you can only be worried after 10 matches. Or even like maybe 6 to 10 matches, then you can start to worry. Otherwise, at this moment, results are going to come, but not immediately. But this is not saying what to relax and money results, or can you say team perform. The most important thing is team need to perform. A team needs to create chances, and players need to improve when the same level. Players must not drop. I won a match last night against Sekhukhune United. Ulawe key player ifana no Masangwani plus no Rebel Hilo Mofokeng no Ozuna Police didn't have great games. But that doesn't mean in the next games his players will back grand, and then the game after that his players will back grand. Now that is the problem. But we don't expect that to happen. The Pirates are going to continue. They might be unlucky with the results, but the team must play well, but you might be unlucky with the results. And the management understand these things by experience. So even though the Jose Riveiro shadow is looming large over Ouaddou, in management, bazomnika a fair shot and opportunity to succeed, but under a timeline by last 6 to 10 games. And most importantly, if fixtures, you always have to consider if fixtures by strong. What kind of fixtures, what kind of teams are you playing in the first 10 games? All the Pirates Igale Sekhukhune United, which is the match by Luzileyo. In first game MTN 8, which is Ouaddou 1, was against Polokwane City. Polokwane City was number 7 last season. All the Pirates was number 2. So team on number 7, they're not that strong, but still you should be able to beat them. And then the second game, Ouaddou Luzileyo against Sekhukhune United. They're playing against the top team with one of the best players in the league. Sekhukhune United, quality players in experience, and etc. Last season, number 4. I'm on the team there. And coach, he coached in a high experience South African football, and it's a coach Orlando Pirates, Eric Tinkler. So you have to consider those factors. But if fixtures come to Bananazo and we coach that is new and trying to build a new team. Reason number 4, fans should relax is that Upper got 12 new players, and in the starting lineup there's about 5 or 6 players, so that takes time to integrate the players. So fans should be patient with that and should consider that. But there are new players that are getting integrated in the team. Ouaddou is still finding his best combinations up the team, and that's going to take about 5 to 10 games. You need to build the connection, the chemistry around the players. Examples are in midfield any new players. Sihlen plus Sipho. Those players need time to understand each other's movements. Needs time to understand and connect with as new players around Bona. They need to combine. They need to understand that it runs the movement. Kamasangwanye, Ulawe Tito needs to understand the runs the movement. Apolis, As way comes with a few more games. It's Bazigala. And then team is a clicker is and The team Orlando Pirates can see that once they click, they're going to be on fire. Reason number 5, fans should relax. We all know by saying Orlando Pirates is a big team, and they say it comes with intense pressure. It is a tough job and the expectations are high, and football supporters, they want trophies now, and they say they want results now. Coach Ouaddou also needs to manage the players because they say apa deal with the players is big egos, big profiles, the players is bafana internationals. Jose Riveiro was a different personality umjita. Wayesoloko epholeng at the cooler box la bhodi lowana, and it say personalities is fine. Coach Ouaddou nayo has a different personality and character yakhe, and they say players react differently to different personalities zabantu. Jose Riveiro unqabile say umuntu say o chilled epholeng kanje ngathi cooler box. There are not many people abanjeyana, and they say personalities is fine, but in the end the players sooner or later they're going to respond to Ouaddou. They're going to understand Ouaddou, and they said they're going to know but Ouaddou is different to Riveiro. They should not expect Ouaddou to be exactly like Riveiro. He's a different human being, and is a different coaching style. So now those are the 5 reasons, and the conclusion is that Ouaddou needs time, and we need the support from the fans and from the management and from the media. Should not put too much pressure on him. He needs to be given opportunity and time to build his own legacy. He must not be the victim of ishadow ka Jose Riveiro. Do you think Ouaddou uzokwazi uphuma ke-shadow kwisithunzi sika Jose Riveiro? Okay, it's going to be too tough for fans and the media to move on from Ishado, the legacy of Jose Riveiro, or players now, so it's going to be too hard for them to move on. Otherwise, as far as in news after the match, Bag says the teeny comments is Gawad when you coach Eric Tinkler. Ouaddou, one of the questions he was asked was the obvious question by Jonga, why drop Umabasa no Mahopa for Ulawera Diopane plus no Butuma? Ouaddou apparently what by Jonga Umabasa who say available, say fit, and it's also Jala, but Jonga there were reasons to select Ora Diopane plus no Butuma, which is one of the reasons is the ones that I spoke about earlier at the top of the video. So what did Ouaddou say? I'm going to quote him exactly. Like I told you in the previous press conference, Mabasa is available. It's just the choice that we made. He's ready, and when we call him, I think he will be able to perform and give us the best of himself. Of course, you can ask some questions because the striker we put in didn't score, which is Ora Diopane and Mbutuma. So I understand your question. I told you that we have a lot of players this season, and everybody will get their chance at the right moment. At the same time, after the game, Ouaddou offered his assessment of the game and the result, and this is what he said, Umchita. I'm going to quote him again. This is what he said, told the media, the press conference after the match, the post-match conference. This is what Umchita said in the post-match conference, a journalist. Of course, we were disappointed when we see the physiognomy of the match. Wow. Of course, we were disappointed when we see the physiognomy of the match. Is this a typo? Physiognomy is a French word. Okay, Umchita is a French speaker, Umchita. In Morocco, it is French, and then France. Physiognomy is a French word commonly translated as physiognomy in the English. It refers to a facial features or expression of a person or the appearance of something. Okay, yeah, it means the appearance of something, the way Indo appears. Indo so the way the match appeared. The way the match appeared. Let me see. So Uti, we are disappointed because when you see the way the match appeared, I think we were dominant. We created a lot of chances, very important chances that we didn't score. But it's the way of football when we are not decisive in the box, in the finishing. Of course, the opponent can have some chances, and they had one chance that they put on the set pieces. So yeah, but a lot of interesting things we have to keep believing. It's the beginning. Of course, we wanted to show a lot of faith today to win again, to confirm again. But the team played well. We were very good organized. Created many chances, played some nice football, but let's keep believing. I think when you see the behavior of the players during the game, the intensity they put, we needed just one to score because, yeah, we hit the post, we had the last pass, maybe a lack of finishing, but let's focus for the next game. It's the beginning and nothing is lost. I think we have to believe. Watch your word. And then we'll say, lastly, I feel to Tinkler, the winning coach, former coach of the Pirates, coach Sekhukhune United, what did he say after the win? I told you before the game, come here. Okay, Tinkler was asked about what did you tell your players Sekhukhune United before the Pirates match? Uto Tinkler, I told you before to come here and get the result. But a fourth Uto Tinkler by okay, players by say I told them before to come here and get the result. That's been a fortress for Pirates, which is like a fortress like Pirates in Dow. Orlando Stadium Pirates ayenza be very difficult. Bone say niyatyiwa kwi-Fortress niyabulawa kwi-Fortress. We put in the hard work to think the mileage we needed. They're always going to have moments where they are going to be a major threat. But I told you the players were just going to have to go through some moments. But the opportunities will come, and when you get those opportunities, you got to obviously make them sure you put them. And I felt that we did that today. Yeah, this is Tinkler born is unago bottom chita. Always as a coach when he's speaking before the game, after the game. Like Tinkler doesn't really like utetange cliches and shit. Bon Tinkler never says anything that's like original. Before like you never really learn anything when Tinkler's speaking. I'm taking nothing away from equality act as a coach, experience act as a coach. But not everyone is like a great speaker. Born, not everyone has the talent and ability, your language. Born, choose Tinkler now is not that much because there's nothing new that I'm learning about Titai or Tinkler. But yeah, it happens. Born, say not everyone is like born a language person because even it's Xhosa. Born, say so much about Xhosa, but not everyone Xhosa speaks well as Xhosa. Not everyone is creative as Xhosa, like English, but there are many English men, but not everyone speaks creatively or interestingly. So yeah, I think I know about team, but say okay, yeah, but players are well done, Tinkler. So yeah, Bafetu said that's it for this week, Bafetu, for this episode. I think I'll support channel Bafetu. And then he said share your views Bafetu, paki comments, but say chonga. The Tangandoni result and Tangandoni get discussion denial up on Coach Ouaddou. Let's know by comments. What are your thoughts? Is shadow Jose Riveiro too much for Ouaddou and how badly can it affect him? Then ngalibali ushaya like ukanye if you come to my channel ungalahli ngopost wezekran ushaya subscribe. Much Bafetu.